Hey everybody, it's Frankie-Lou. I'm coming to you today with the results of the great squash propagation experiment that I started a few weeks ago. I've learned a few things. This takes a little longer than I originally thought. I had been anticipating that I was going to see root growth in the successful propagation experiments within 2 weeks. I set this experiment up on September 17th, and that's about 4 weeks ago. So it took a little bit longer, but here's what we got going on. Water. That was the first thing that we tried to do to propagation with. I'm not going to say that water was very successful. While the plant itself has nice green growth and it looks good, I only see one little root pollet forming. So I wouldn't say that this is a very successful way of propagating root growth in squash plants. Okay? I'm not going to do that again. I look, the soil itself, I'm not seeing, oh, I see a little bit. There is a little bit of root growth. Yes, I have got a little bit of root growth on here, but nothing too fantastic. So I don't know if I would do that. Rooting powder. Check it out. I have got a significant amount of root growth. In fact, it's coming right to the bottom. So from a root growth perspective, the rooting powder that I've used for forever seems to be doing the best bet. So if I look at the plant itself, now that I've opened this up, it does seem to be suffering from a little bit of yellowing, probably from too much trapped humidity. And honestly, I would probably only bother replanting one of these. Okay, so I put 2 in here. 1 is looking pretty good, a little bit yellow. I'm going to let this sit for a couple of days to acclimatize to the reduced humidity, and then I'm going to plant it, and I'm probably going to get a good viable plant off of this. The rooting gel. Okay, if we look here, there's a little bit. Yeah, it's got decent root growth, but nothing compared to what the rooting powder is. While I am a big fan of trying new things in the garden, I think I'm going to stick with my own standby from now on when it comes to doing my propagation, and use my good old rooting powder, because that did seem to be the most successful of the various propagation experiments. Now, that being said, I'm not sure that propagation is the way to go for squash, unless it's a plant that you're trying to save. Maybe you want to save a plant that is being attacked by squash borer bugs, or has some disease on it, but there's some nice healthy shoots, and so you want to save a particular plant. That would be a good reason, I think, to go for propagation. Also, if you have a stunning plant, like look at this thing. This thing is still producing a ton of fruit. Like, we can't get over it. We have other ones in the greenhouse, but this one has been particularly great. So yes, we do want to clone it. We want to continue this particular plant line for sure. That would be another reason to consider squash propagation. But in terms of time saving, I really don't know if it's worth it. These are planted from trombone seeds just a couple of days before I started the propagation experiment. So as you can see, they're pretty far along. So I don't know. I'm gonna grow my propagated ones next to these seed ones, continue the experiment. In most cases, I think it's probably best to just continue planting with seeds and really save the propagation technique for squash when it's a plant that requires saving or is really worth cloning. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you'll stay tuned and see more of the experiments and things that we've got going on in the greenhouse. As always, I hope to take this chance to grow together today. Have a good one.